Yeah, y'all, here we are, deep, deep into the stories. This is Crook Rock, the Grind King, and this is Crook Rock Stories, episode 6. And getting right into it, y'all see what the title is. How did the Grind King get to this point? You know, what made the Grind King him, right? So we're going to rewind back, but I'm not going to tell you the story. That's another story. It's the botched record deal. I say botched because they dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? They dropped the ball on the project, on everything. So here we are. I got a record deal. It's 2005, 2006. I'm already signed. I got the van wrapped up with my name, my face on all three sides. I put many ideas into the direction I wanted it to go in. They gave me mad creativity and control on the music end. That was cool. But as I was waiting for the album to come out and I'm recording the album, I'm also recording mixtape tracks, putting together mixtapes, and I dropped mixtapes featuring DJ Camilo hosted my first joint, and DJ Chubby Chub hosted my second joint like another year later, maybe less than a year, but possibly a year. So I would go city to city in hoods that I knew, that I heard Spanish people was at, you know, all the little towns close by, Boston, other Massachusetts towns like Lawrence, Worcester. So I would get around, move around. I was on the hunt, selling my CDs. I got the van wrapped. I'm a signed artist. I got my mixtapes. I got to make money out here. Motherfuckers give you a little contract. You know what I'm saying? It looks like some money when you first get it, but it don't last long. It don't last long, and it don't last long, and you still ain't doing no gigs because you still ain't got no music out. You ain't on the radio. You ain't popping yet. So you ain't got no extra income coming in from music besides the contract money. Now that shit gone quick, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't get on some type of hustle, you'll be a signed artist with a job or some shit, or leeching off somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Like constantly needing somebody to give you some money. You know, I've been there, you know what I'm saying? Borrowing money or whatever, being signed already and being broke, you know what I'm saying? So the only way that I was going to be able to, you know, keep making some money was by selling my mixtapes. So I would go around with the mixtapes and get a few dollars here and there and just kept doing it, you know what I'm saying? After I dropped a couple of them joints, you know, we finagled a little bit more money from the label here and there, you know what I'm saying? And we got through. But I realized, you know, after things didn't go through right with the label, and they you know, they fumbled the whole shit, you know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of internal stuff that was going on that pretty much caused everything to go the way that it didn't. Which was already planned to, you know, do a lot of things. So here I am, knowing that I got to get mines on my own. I got to do my thing. I'm out here selling mixtapes. I started selling more mixtapes. I started producing my own mixtapes of various artists' music because I was a DJ since '89. So, you know, I'm a selector, been a selector. I know dope shit. I play nothing but dope shit, you know what I mean? So I'm putting out these mixtapes. I'm getting money off the mixtapes. I'm going city to city, town for town. I'm finding these towns because I'm looking at the map. There was no navigation, so I was straight looking at maps. And on the maps, if you bought the right map, it would have a lot of details on that map, and some of it would show like yellow spots on the map or surrounding a city. So the yellow areas is where there's a heavy population, where there's a lot of people. So you could look around the map and see where you see Boston, and it'd be like a lot of yellow all around it. You know what I'm saying? Providence, the whole Rhode Island got all yellow. Then you get to like Springfield, Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm starting to notice the trend of the yellow, meaning the population, and the size of the yellow shows the size of the population. Once I realized I'm getting money in my own hometown of Providence, Rhode Island, selling mixtapes to all the corner stores and going to the flea markets and everything like that, I started to look for yellow spots on the map that looked as big as Providence. If the yellow was as big as Providence, then it was good enough for me to try it. So I would just look at the map and go in whatever direction and find that town and then just go look around. Go spot to spot, go into gas stations, go into little stores, go into look for music stores, try to find flea markets depending on where we at, what day of the week it was, you know what I'm saying? But it was a 7-day-a-week grind. It was a 7-day-a-week grind. Sometimes it's trips to New York, go to Canal Street, sell over there. Them dudes wasn't trying to pay. Everybody was talking about a dollar. I'm getting $125, $150, $2 from certain clients, and they're lowballing, but it's like, this is New York. If I want my work in New York, I want my name out there, I got to give it to them at whatever price, you know what I'm saying? So I started to show up every so many Sundays, maybe once a month, maybe every other month, and I'll sell to all the vendors out there on Canal Street. I'll go with one of the homies. He'll be in the van, and I'll be just walking around. I'll bring a book bag or something and have all the titles, and I'll be just showing them what I got. And I'll run to the van and get an order if they ordered 10 of this, 10 of that, 10 of whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I just kept it moving, kept going further and further. Next thing you know, I'm in Jersey. Next thing you know, I'm in Philly. And next thing you know, I'm making more CDs and more CDs. Is different type of CDs. I'm making concept CDs. I'm not just doing because I realized the competition was crazy. I'm competing with New York. So New York is going to always beat me on the exclusives because the DJs was in New York. The artist was in New York. They was getting the music to them way quicker. You know what I'm saying? There's no way I was going to compete with the New York DJs when it came to exclusivity. So what I said was, I'm not going to compete with them on that department. I'm not going to keep trying to give the people some exclusive. Yeah, still give them the dopeness, but I might not be the first one to expose it. You know what I'm saying? But what I did do that everybody wasn't doing is creating mad concept mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like pairing two artists together or creating a concept of a tape. You know what I'm saying? Like Rise of the Gods, where it's all rappers that be rapping about 5% shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was creating R&B throwback shit, you know what I'm saying? And just doing a combination of artists that everybody wasn't making these type of CDs, and I'm throwing them out. I'm throwing them out there. I'm going back and doing freestyle stuff from the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Early 90s. I'm doing the reggae classics. I'm doing the Latin and the English. So I'm giving the markets, both markets mixtapes. See, a lot of cats had it locked. Yeah, they had it locked on the hip hop side, on the American side, but they weren't selling CDs to the clients that I had in the Spanish stores, at the flea markets, you know what I'm saying, in the Spanish hoods, in the little stores in Springfield and Waterbury, Connecticut. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was all over, hoods that I didn't even know existed until this mixtape game, and I started going to all these towns. You know what I'm saying? Still finding new towns. I done covered almost all of them, but our people, we just keep spreading. We just keep spreading. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, we just keep spreading, and we'll make any town a little hood. You know what I'm saying? So it's like hoods be just popping up, and I just kept showing up, finding more hoods. I'm in New Hampshire with it. I'm in New Hampshire. What? Another hood in New Hampshire? New Hampshire got 2 hoods, maybe 3. What? You know what I'm saying? I'm out there. I'm selling CDs. The Coach is alive everywhere that I go. I figured that if it's a hood and we're a hood and I can make money in my hood, why can't I make money in any hood? And I show up with the CDs, English and Spanish. Was the first DJ to start dropping 10 titles at a time. 2008, I dropped 106 mixtapes with my brother DJ Trap. Me and Trap was going at it all day, all week, every night. You know what I'm saying? We just kept putting titles together, putting them together, dropping this concept, that concept, all type of concepts. You know what I'm saying? Best of this artist, best of that artist. You know what I mean? And we was just flooding them, going down to Virginia, going down to Miami, North Carolina, we in Greensboro, fucking Raleigh, all, you know what I mean? Just not scared. St. Louis, I'm out there in St. Louis, meet a client, he buy 1,000 CDs off me. First day he saw me. First day he met me. Bought 1,000 CDs right on the spot. Boom. Show up in Pittsburgh. Met a brother in Pittsburgh. And he bought like 600 CDs off me first time meeting me right there in Pittsburgh. Our first time there. We came to sell CDs. Boom. We find a cat right away. And then we keep moving on to Ohio. Cleveland, done sold CDs all through the Midwest, Chicago. As a matter of fact, they owe me in Chicago right now. They owe me in Chicago right now for my old school CDs. I'm going to go see them people, though. You know what I'm saying? we out there in the Midwest in the summer 2023. You dig what I'm saying? But I just kept going all around the country, and then the mixtape game just started to fade away. But in the meantime, until today, I done put in 1 million miles. 1 million miles, and you ain't gonna know nobody that done put in 1 million miles. I've been to the moon and back at 80 miles an hour. You dig what I'm saying? The only other people that put in 1 million miles or more, they drive trucks for a living. They ain't doing it like I'm doing it. I'm doing it with a purpose. I'm doing it for my own mission. I'm stopping in these places. I'm getting girls in these places. I'm making business in these places. I'm making new friends in these places. I'm going back and forth again for 10 years, 15 years, following business owners from one business to another business. He owned this spot. Now he owned this spot. He put me on to his cousin. His cousin put me on to his cousin. Went from only having 1, 2, 3 clients in Virginia to having 20-something clients out there all over the Hampton Roads, Newport News, Hampton, Suffolk, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, like that whole inside Atlantic coast, Virginia and Maryland. We got so many stores, like crazy stores in mad towns that never been heard, ever mentioned nowhere, ever in my life if I didn't go drive through there myself. Never would have mentioned these names, and now I got business there. I really got business in places I never heard of in my life, and people still to this day ain't heard of these places, and I've been serving them for 5 years, 10 years. Shit crazy. Going to Philly in the beginning times, going to Black and Nobel, second floor, Erie Ave, Broad Street, showing up. Nobody know who Crook Rock is, but I'm showing up. He buying 800, 1,000. I got all these titles. He want 100 of this, 100 of that, 100 of everything. What else you got? Show up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't hardly no New York cats coming up. There was like Suge White, me, Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? It was like only a few Cochise. Who else? Yeah, there was a few other cats, no doubt. There was definitely a bunch of other cats. I can't remember all the names right off top, but you know what I'm saying? Like from New York, wasn't too many showing up. I'm the only one showing up from Rhode Island. I'm 5 hours away from Philly. I'm 5 hours away from Philly. I went to school in Philly, did a 10-week course at Temple University for etymology, and used to go over there every Monday, leave early in the morning, go see clients all day. My class was until like 7:30 at night. So I'd get there as early as possible, probably be there by like noon, 1 o'clock, run around and see clients all day, and then get to my class, 7 o'clock, 7:30, whatever, boom, finish the class 2 hours later, and then drive back. Stop in New York real quick, You know what I'm saying? Pick up CDs, drop off some money, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Then head home. Get home at who knows what time. And then do it again next week for 10 weeks. And every time I go, every Monday, CDs were so popping, I would still go out there and make some money. Just a 6-7 hours of running around every Monday. Wasn't no question that I was gonna get some. I just had to have more titles, more of the hot titles, more new titles. I started buying some CDs off everybody. I was the first one buying CDs off every other DJ. Every other DJ only sold their own shit. Big Mike only ran around with his shit. Tape Masters only ran around with their shit. DJ June only ran around with his shit. You name them. They only ran around with their own shit. I'm the first one to start buying off all of them. Because if I'm selling it and I can make any profit off of it, and everywhere that I go, they take as many titles as I bring to them, I want to bring them more titles. Instead of selling them 30 CDs, 40 CDs, because I only have 5 or 6 titles and they buying 5 of each, I'd rather sell them 15, 20 titles, you know what I mean? And now they're buying 100, 200. So even if I made a little bit less, because I'm buying it off them instead of printing my own, I'm still making extra cash everywhere that I show up. So I just started buying off everybody. Any DJ had a dope CD, dope cover. Ain't no ego tripping. I don't care if I had my own titles and they was in the mix. I don't care if I went to stores and they didn't buy none of my CDs and bought the next nigga shit. I didn't care. I was like, I still got the money and I still got the client. That's still my client. It's going to be my client. And later on, when these other guys don't give no CDs, as it ended up happening, when nobody else was making no CDs no more, and I'm the only one getting CDs, they're getting CDs off me. I'm the guy they get CDs from. So if every CD is Crook Rock CD, it don't matter to them. They need that. They need that variety. I got titles galore from the past 15 years of dropping mixtapes. We did 106 in 08. Then in 09, no, it was 07, 106, 08, we did like 68. So it was still 170-something mixtapes in a 2-year span that we moved all over the Northeast, East Coast. I didn't even mean to call myself the Grind King. That's not something that, like, it sounded nice, it sounded appealing. It's something that was my life that became me from this movement. All in the while, I'm traveling to Texas and Arizona, New Mexico, Mexico. We performing, we doing shows, we getting our own shows. We linking up with people on the road that we meeting. We getting booked, we doing these shows, we paying our own flights, we paying our own hotels, we doing whatever because we're still there, performing in front of big crowds in Mexico. I came out on the Mexican newspaper, had people pulling up to the club talking about, yeah, I saw that you was going to be here on the newspaper, and I traveled many, many hours just to get here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, shit, this shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? The experience is like, you can't match the experience. I wouldn't have been there if I wouldn't have went there on my own. If I didn't go to El Paso on my own, when I met the bro the night before, and he told me he was going to El Paso and he was opening up for Ludacris and Mario and Pitbull. I was like, shit, if I go over there, can I chill with y'all? He was like, yeah, you could come chill. Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? I just met this dude at the club. He was a rapper. He had a song playing on the radio out there that was already known in the underground New York. It was a group of them. You know what I'm saying? We just met that night real quick, and he told me that spiel, and I said, yo, I just had got the record deal not too long ago. I had money in the bank account. I'm ready to buy a flight tonight. He thought I was playing. I got to the crib, boom, got online, bought the flight. I'm going to El Paso, baby. I'm going to the Midwest for the first time in my life. And just decided that in one night, in a few hours, made the decision. I was on the other side of the country the next day. Grind King shit. Everybody already knew who I was or knew of me before I got there because who the fuck's this nigga? That nigga just met yesterday and flew out here, got a rental, and he's on his way to the hotel now. Who the fuck is this Crook Rock? Who is this Crook Rock that you could just meet at night at the club and the next day he's on the other side of the country with you? And guess what? We still friends to this day. I might have told this story already. But you know what I'm saying? It's just the lengths that you would go to get to this point, the floors that you slept on, the trap houses, the shady type of characters that you take as friends and confidants. You know what I'm saying? The grimiest type of people that end up becoming your friends that would talk about killing for you and all kind of shit because you came through, because you came around, because you was humble, because you was real, when you had every reason not to fuck with them at all. I done been in cities where niggas ask me, what the fuck am I doing there? Why am I there? Why am I wasting my time in their own town, in their own city, out in Oklahoma? Cats seen us perform, see us doing our thing, and see just our whole swag, everything that we about. Why the fuck are you here? Why are you here, yo? There ain't nothing here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, if you don't go, then you don't know. I would have never met them indigenous tribes out there, Comanches. I never seen these people before. We never seen these people before. They're not on TV either. When you see a people that you ain't never seen before, you're like, how's that possible? There's TV. I've been watching TV all my life. I never seen people that look like this before. So you get on that road and you never know what you're going to encounter on that road. You never know what you're going to encounter on that road. As long as you believe in what you're doing and you're doing it with a purpose, the purpose is driven. The purpose is you believe in yourself and you're doing something that's good. You must believe in it, that it's good and that you do it good. For you to just put everything on the line to cross that finish line, to get to that point where you want to be. Everybody go through hell in life trying to chase what they believe in, But a lot of people don't believe as much as they claim to believe. And while I became the Grind King on the road, I just felt like I'm the Grind King. I was just doing it all, almost crashing in snowstorms by myself, heading down south, putting yourself in that, sleeping in trap motels, roaches, bed bugs. You know what I'm saying? You name it. Breaking down on the road, Georgia, having to go out there and sell more CDs so we could pay for the van to get fixed. Van's getting fixed. We over there taking CDs with us and walking around the town, splitting up and going around selling CDs so that we could pay for the car to get fixed, because we still need gas till we get to the next town before we get some more money. Like you got to know that it's gonna be hard like this. You got to know that you're gonna go through the hell. You're gonna go through the most uncomfortable shit. Sleep on the floor, no rug, no nothing, not even heat, cold as shit. Knowing what the purpose is. It's the whole time. It's just knowing the purpose. The purpose becomes, what am I becoming? It wasn't about selling the CDs. It's what I was becoming. It was my journey. The journey that I was taking, going to all these places and making sure that the Crook Rock brand is known. And to this day, it's still known because I never stopped grinding. I never stopped going back. I made the clients and they're still my clients. After 15 years, I still got clients that I've continued to serve month after month after month, and I never gave up on them and continued to get more and more. And I got to try to find different things to sell to them because the CD game ain't the CD game that it was. I had to grind my ass off, and when everybody was quitting, CDs did slow down, but guess what? It still stayed good for me for a while. It stayed good for me for a while because everybody else quit. So if everybody else quit and not one DJ is going to run around and no distributors are going to run around and sell, then I'm going to run around and find all them clients and go supply everybody that ain't being supplied no more. I'm going to go to these places, regions, and cities and towns where everybody forgot about selling a CD. And I'm going to say, hey, you would like to take these CDs? I'll leave it to you in the display. If you sell it, you pay. I'll see you again. And I'll leave and I'll come back 1 month later. They won't have no CDs, and then they'll buy more CDs. They'll buy more than I left them the first time. So I continue to do this again and again and again. To this day, I still do it. And I'm still getting new clients just because I did that. I just got paid this week off a client that I left CDs with. And then I went back again. He says, yeah, I'm going to pay you for all the CDs. He didn't even sell them all. He only sold like a portion of them and still said, fuck it, I'm going to pay you for all of them. But now he's a client. Now the CDs are there. Now next time I go, either way, I stock them up again and I get money off that. Plus I get money off the hats, the caps, whatever I sell to them. Because I got to sell them something. Anything that I could sell to them that's maybe not a CD, I might sell them a mask, a ski mask, or a winter hat, a glove. You know what I'm saying? You name it. Whatever I could sell to the store. Since I'm already on the move, on the go, and got the client, I'll sell to these clients forever. And listen to this. I done sold to stores that done changed owners several times already. Changed ownership several times. So it's like that client is not mine. Not the business is not just mine. That real estate is mine. Unless it's not a store no more. But as long as that business is a store, it doesn't matter who the hell's behind the register. That is my client. It doesn't matter who's on the ownership. That is my client. I done proved that. I done did that. As it switches over, it don't matter. I'm there, introducing myself, letting them know, yeah, I'm the guy that brings them the CDs. This is how we do it. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, bring me some, give me some. Get right with it. You become a businessman, going barbershop to barbershop, city to city. People are in their cars, you're walking up to them. You're going to flea markets in different towns, seeing if they got CDs. Talking to people on the street, pulling them over, going into restaurants, buying food with CD sales. Go in there, order food, sell CDs to the waitresses, sell CDs to the cooks, didn't even pay for the meal. Didn't even come out our pockets. Straight grind. And we did it all the time. Anywhere we show up. We pull out the CDs and just go in every freaking business and let them know, hey, we got CDs, merengue, bachata, salsa, reggaeton, if it's Spanish, if it's English, hip-hop, R&B, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got it. We got reggae, old school, yeah. Whatever town we went in. You're talking about city after city after city after city. We're talking about 50 cities, 60 cities, 70 cities, 80 cities. We ain't talking about a few towns. We're talking about cities in the tens and almost to the hundreds, past beyond the hundreds, indeed beyond the hundred. Cities of grinding, of looking for business, of letting them know what we're doing. You gotta have a real determination to will yourself through all the no's, no. They even look at you bad. Sometimes they treat you bad. Sometimes they just ignore you. You get more of that than the actual yeses, than the actual people that say, yeah, I'll buy. You get no'd 75, 80% of the time. You're going to get no. 60%, 70%, you're getting no's. Leave me alone. Ignoring you. Looking at you bad. Before you get the yeses. But you got to get through it. You got to find ways to talk to people. Try to be nice to people. When they're being rude, you just still be nice to them and they end up changing their attitude. And the same one that started off rude with you, next thing you know, he's buying one or two. It goes like that. Is a master in communication. You know, you're talking to so many people from so many places, from so many backgrounds, in so many states, different languages, different slang, you know, pronunciations. Everything is just so different everywhere you go, and you're still finding a way to manage to communicate with these people. You're learning to communicate with all these people from communicating with all these people. It becomes so easy that I can just go anywhere, and strike up a conversation with anybody. There's nobody that I'm afraid of making a conversation with, saying anything to. At any time. And it's something that, you know, you learn from traveling around, getting around, making it the business of talking to people. If you don't talk to them, well, you ain't going to make no money. I decided that's what I was going to do. I'm going to get money with my mouth. But if I didn't move and put the action behind the things that I'm saying, what I'm believing, because I'm saying it to myself first, because every thought is you saying something to yourself. So I'm talking to myself anytime that I'm thinking. So if I'm just saying it and thinking it and then not doing it, living it, then I wouldn't be to where I'm at, where I went, why I went so hard and still going so hard. I see all the progress that I've made through going that hard. All the seeds that were planted, they're all sprouting. Millionaire friends that call me, that I call them. People becoming big time that was early grind with me, that was still cool and doing great things all around the world. It's like, damn, my circle is growing. My people's blowing up. This is all starting to make sense. It's all coming together. Go on, Grind King. Never fail to do the hard work. Never fail to keep on learning more. Never fail to look at your mistakes and aim to not make them again. That's the Grind King method. That's the Grind King way. Just keep going, believing in myself and knowing that God is pushing me all the way through. That only God saved me from everything I've been through. That God chose me because it could have been someone else. I'm not going to take that for granted. And while I'm sitting there doing my time, sentenced to manslaughter, serving a 9-year bid, I vowed that I was going to live for my purpose only. I was only going to live for my purpose, and I would never take my freedom for granted. And I was going to go out there and go everywhere and do it all. And I have no excuse and nobody to stop me from doing it. I knew that I was not going to rely on nobody. That's why I've been across the country by myself. So I take rides to Atlanta by myself, rides to Virginia by myself, upstate, Syracuse, New York, Pennsylvania, you name it. The book is coming soon. This is what it is, The Road to the Grind King. Episode 6, Crook Rock Stories. We out. Peace.